Welcome back to Homemaking with Mima. My name is Wendy, and in today's video, I just need to get some tidying up done in here, and I'm going to bring you along with me. So I'm just going to be doing a little bit of tidying up, and I'll also bring in this video, I will also set out after I get this whole table cleaned off what I've canned so far with the potatoes and the green beans and that. I do have to get these potatoes here. They're all done curing now. These have been in here for at least, oh no, it's quite a few weeks. It's nice and cool down here, so I didn't have to worry about them. I do have a little bit more potatoes that I have to deal with. These I can get into a box, set them, like down on the floor, not have to worry about them, and then I can bring the other ones in here and let them to start curing. And I don't really have much to do on my pantry shelves here. I just need to get the canning shelf like I had showed you. I have to get my canning stuff set up in here correctly where it belongs, but I wanted to show you all that I've gotten canned so far. So I'm just going to bring you along with me for that. I'm also going to be washing this table off, washing the freezers off on the tops, because it does get a little dusty in here. So yeah, I'm just going to bring you right along with me. So I'm going to take the fingerling potatoes and put them into this box. I'm going to keep the really small ones like this, and I'm hoping that I can salvage them to use them next year as my seed starters. And I have to read up on how to do that. But I do have quite a few of the smaller ones of these, and I do have some smaller of the Yukon as well. Or the yellow, the Yukon potatoes. So I have to read up on that to see how I can do that. But that's my plan with these little ones that I had pulled off. My husband and I had pulled off from this potato harvest. So I did go upstairs. I found these 2 containers, and that's what I plan on putting the seed potatoes in that I plan on keeping. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through the fingerling potatoes, and then I'm going to go through the Yukon. And doing this, it gives me a chance to inspect them even better to make sure there isn't any bad ones in here. This is what I'm going to use for seed potatoes next year for the fingerling potatoes if they survive. I have to figure out how to keep them stored down here. And this is the harvest so far. I do have a few that I had picked. Like I said, they're not ready yet. This is completely cured. These do have to be eaten up pretty much first because they're not going to last through the winter. That I do know. And I'm just really hoping that I can save these seed potatoes to start for next year. Then I don't have to worry about finding any. Now I'm on to the Yukon. These I plan on canning pretty much the rest of them. I'm just going to check them now to make sure that they're still good. And like I said, I'm going to try and keep some for seed potatoes, but I'm going to keep them separate from the fingerlings. These held up really well in the basement here. It is really cool in this room. In the summer, I open up the vent for the air conditioning, and in the winter, I shut it so that the heat doesn't really get in here. And I've got all these freezers down here. They generate enough heat. This room doesn't ever get overly cold or any of that, so I don't have to worry about any of that. So I've got that all cleaned up. I'll show you where I put the potatoes for right now. Here are the seed potatoes I'm hoping to keep. These are the Yukon yellow potatoes and the fingerlings. For right now, I'm going to set them up here. Just so they're out of the way, and it is really cool right here. So, and then now I'm going to get this table washed off. I think what I'll do first, because this is so dirty, I will wipe down the freezers first. I notice that we're sliding stuff on here and it tends to scratch it. I'm thinking maybe I better get, you know, like the kitchen mats. I might have to look for some kitchen mats for that so we don't scratch the dickens right out of that. Because I do it. Mostly me. I set things on there and I'm scratching it. So I'm going to get this other one wiped off as well. This one I don't tend to set too much on. But I think I'm going to get them for both. The garden is just about done here. By the time I post this, the green beans in that one bed that we want to tear apart, I'm going to be pulling them up so that my husband can get started, hopefully, you know, soon here on that newer bed, so we can dismantle that bed that we want to take down that's falling apart. And we're going to save the soil. We're going to use it for the new bed. That was really dirty. We're going to use it for the new bed. And then if there's any extra, what I'll do is I'll make sure that all my other beds are filled up first. The new bed, we'll put whatever's left over, and then we'll get fresh, newer, black soil and manure this next spring and fill it in the new one. All right, I'm going to finish straightening up here and I will be right back. Okay, so I got that straightened up the best that I could. I took off all the stuff that I've canned so far. All of these green beans are from my garden. We had a really wonderful harvest of green beans this year, and I think a lot of it had to do with that there was a lot of rain. And I have more in my canner right now as of today when I'm filming this. I have 5 more pints, and I believe that's going to be it for my canning of the green beans. The other plants that are in the garden, that there's not that many, we'll just be eating those fresh because those aren't going to produce enough to be able to can. The potatoes, these are all potatoes that we grew. I'm going to can these as well, but right now I just didn't have the time. I put them in quarts because I use these for like stews, mostly stews, or if we have a roast, I'll take a thing of potatoes and then some carrots, put it in with the roast. Not right away, more towards when if it just has like an hour and a half left of cooking to get these heated up thoroughly because these are already cooked. So yeah, that is what I got so far out of my garden, other than what I'm going to can right there and the 5 jars that I just explained to you. These are bad. I didn't use them right away, so these have to be thrown out. So I'm going to throw those. It pays to go through your pantry when you have time. Bring you over here. I straightened up, you know, just pulled things to the front. I haven't canned anything else. I just pulled things to the front just to make it look a little bit nicer. I still have to can grape jelly, but that's no big deal. It's out of the grape juice, so even if I don't get to that until fall or winter, we have a lot of other jellies that we can turn to. So, and then the potatoes, I have the fingerling I'm going to store down here, and there's quite a bit. I was pretty happy with the harvest that we got from those. But those we have to eat up right away. So like if I do a roast, those would be perfect to put in there. I don't have to peel them. You just scrub them up really good. Or I can do a foil packet, or I can just roast them in the oven. So that's the plan for the fingerlings. So that is it for straightening up in here. It wasn't that bad. I just needed to get this table cleared off because it was really bothering me. I want to thank you folks so much for joining me today. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and I want you folks to make it a really great day.